800-447-7234. You're on his radio. What's up?
Hey, Rob, it's Rob. I have a question. Is this Jim's last day?
Last day on his morning crew, yeah.
So here's the thing. I was going to come in and scream and hug him. This is a plan I've had for a while based on something you guys played about 2 months ago. There was a teacher, and she was so excited about the student that passed the class, and she screamed and hugged him, and it went viral. And Jim said, no one ever screamed and hugged me. No teacher ever did that for me. And I thought, I'm going to come in and scream and hug Jim Mann. Well, now I'm not going to get a chance to.
Yeah, I know, because of the coronavirus thing.
Well, I wonder if I could scream and you could hug Jim Mann.
I will not hug Jim, but you go ahead and you scream right away.
Jim, this is for you.
Little virtual hug going on.
Little elbow bump. There you go, Jim.
How you feel, Jim?
Wow, my ears are fine. But now I've had someone scream. That's great.
Yeah, Rob, I'm not talking to me in the third person, but Rob,
Right.
You're awesome, dude. That was absolutely amazing. So as you heard, this is Jim's last day on his morning
Yeah.
crew. He's made some choices that I want to be home with my family
Sure.
when they're going to sleep at night. 2 a.m. is just awful early.
Yeah.
And he's got some things he wants to do, that while he's young enough,
Yes.
he's able to do them.
Yeah, I'm not retiring. I am just I'm working on my own business is basically what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
So here's the thing. For years, Jim has been loved and adored as the gentleman who gives the cat stories
Yes.
at his radio. And we have told you that Jim has, and we really mean this, a strong feeling for cats. But that has been interpreted, his strong feeling for cats, for an outrageous,
Love.
big love
yeah.
for cats. And so Jim, on this is for Jim, on Jim's last day on his morning crew, he just wants to make it clear
Yeah.
on what his strong feeling for cats are.
Well, I would just say I have 3 dogs at home, and I have no cats because basically I'm a dog person. I'm not really a cat person, but I love cat people, so I always share cat stories because it makes them very happy.
It's not a hatred.
No.
It's not a strong thing. It's
No.
just that he's just not a cat guy.
Yeah, I love kittens. They're adorable.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
But they're not in your
a cat
house.
person. Right.
The dogs.
So, yeah. But hey, it's made so many cat people happy. It made me happy. And then dog people are like, you don't really like cats, do you? I said, shh, don't tell anybody. So the dog people are happy and the cat people are happy.
So
I
it's
brought
just-
people together.
That was a moment. And literally, I think Jim remembers this. Literally, there was somebody. That's too. Hey, stop that. Okay. Literally, there was somebody who called and said, "Listen, Jim's converted me," and I went to the Humane Society and got a cat. And so they adopted a cat
I saved a cat.
for a forever home because of Jim and sacrificing.
The good work that you do.
Yes. So it's not a hatred, but his strong feeling for cats is just that he's just not a cat person.
Right. I don't hurt cats or anything.
No, nobody said that.
Okay, I'm just making sure people don't interpret it wrong.
You're just a dog
I
person.
don't hurt cats.
No, nobody does.
Yes.
So as a going out departure, we thought at least one more time.
Just one more.
One more time.
What?
Come
a
on,
part
Jim.
of the cat song. Okay.
Go along.
All right.
So this is for Jim.
What kind of cat are you?
What kind of cat are you?
Sing it, Liz.
Tell me true.
What kind of cat are you?
She knows it. I'll
yeah.
give you those clues, cause
What kind of cat are you?
Toast moment is great.
Yeah! That's the Jim we love. For nearly 25 years, this man has been in my life.
Really?
14 years we've worked together. And now, today, we say goodbye to his radio's Jim Mann on his morning crew.
Goodness.
All right. Goodbye.
Dude, this is surreal. I like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's just out.
See ya. He turned the hat backwards and went poof.
Drop the mic,
Papers
walked
are
out.
flying behind him. Just like that. So it's been, Jim, this has been a wonderful 14 years for me.
Like your
Having
best.
you here. Well, seriously, it has been. It has been. This guy knows me. So when I'm at my lowest and I need somebody to talk to, this poor guy had to have my mouth in his ear, basically.
Oh, wow, Jim.
Telling all the stuff
I know.
like
That's
he's
what
like,
aged me.
"That's just your filter, Rob." That's his quote to me, Rob. That's just your filter.
Aw.
So,
True, though, isn't it?
It is true.
Thank you.
It is true. But thank you for all these the wonderful times that we've had with you in the past 14 years. It's sad to say goodbye.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
But we
That's
know
all he
you're going to
said.
have so much fun hanging out with your family and getting to see them at night after the sun goes down.
What, the sun goes down?
Yeah.
It does, doesn't
Oh, I'll
it?
see that, too.
You will.
That'd
You
be
don't
nice.
have to wake up at 2 a.m. anymore.
Yeah, I saw that this morning when my alarm went off. I erase.
That was it, huh?
Never
Last
again.
time 2 a.m. is going to be seen on that alarm clock. We thought we'd give you some parting gifts.
Okay.
Throughout the past 14 years, we've collected some things
Sure.
around here at His Radio
Sure.
that deserve to be in the household of the Mann family.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I have for you a couple of things.
I do know Rob.
One is the celebrity name game.
Oh, I've been
It's
looking
the home.
for that.
It's the home set. This is for you. Every piece is still in there.
Wow.
It's never been opened,
That
right?
one
That is
flew off the
yours.
shelves, by the way.
Oh, wow.
It did.
Much requested.
Is Rob in there?
We know how much Jim loves s'mores.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so he's a s'more guy. So there's still a little bit of marshmallow on the end of this. But this is
that
like
so nasty.
Yeah, but this is like a reel. So it's a fishing reel. You put the marshmallow at the end. He will have to clean it.
Yeah.
But then you just reel it around over the fire. It's really nice.
That's not a cleaning, that's a scouring.
That's a
That is-
cattle prod.
A little bit. What's next?
I'm tearing up.
Jim's
right
going to
now.
have a lot of reading time.
Okay, good.
On there. So we found this book, By His Stripes. It's a story of redemption. Christina L. Mail. So this is yours.
All right,
A
got a
little bit of
book?
nice
Oh,
reading time.
thank you.
Everything has been wiped down.
Yeah. Test at the end of the week.
Yes.
Next
no.
week.
It'll be very good. I'm not sure what this thing is. Oh, it's a pen, but it's a wacky kind of pen.
It's like an ear cleaner.
Gears.
Yeah.
It does. Ew.
Something. So I don't know if batteries need, but that's yours.
Thank you so much for giving that up.
Battery's not included.
Found another game
Asterisk,
since he was a
Wow.
children's pastor at one time.
Yeah.
We found Save the Lost. It's an adventure game for Christian youth. He does have kids in the family. He'll have
Yeah.
a lot of time at
This would be
home.
great.
And it
So
lights up.
That's yours.
Oh, it
Which
lights
is kind of
up.
cool. Yeah, you follow the light.
So I got to get batteries?
Yeah, more batteries.
Just a few more things. We didn't empty out all the closets, but the cellophane is still on this game. Jeff Foxworthy's You Might Be a Redneck If.
Oh, man.
Game. That is
I'm
yours.
such a redneck from Baltimore.
So
I got some
that's-
family that'll come play that with you.
That is yours. Have a few more things still
So-
to give.
And so I have this Clorox Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes that you can take with you.
Oh.
Wipe down all the presents that Rob just gave you with
Yeah,
that.
I will.
And piece de resistance is a
Toilet-
roll of toilet paper, baby.
paper. Oh, my goodness.
There's
you
some
go.
TP for you,
That is
dude.
it.
The good stuff, too.
Yes.
Yes, plush.
Nothing but the best of
Designer.
one
12
ply.
ply.
Yeah.
It was all worth it now.
Jim, you were loved.
Yeah.
You're going to be missed. Thank you for being a part of this family.
Well, thank you for letting me in the door every morning. You always look like you were hesitant, but
Well, you have the code, so there's not much more
Yeah.
you can do about
By
that.
the way, guys, we need to
yeah,
change
there's
that.
that.
So I saw this story. Oh, it is so good. It's so sweet. Bob and Nancy, they've been married for 67 years, and their anniversary was this past Saturday. Normally, Bob goes to see Nancy. She's in a nursing home, but obviously they've been, I hate to call it lockdown, but they have been quarantined, so he hasn't been able to go in. So what he did instead, for the love of his life, is he stood outside of her window. She's on the second floor, and he had a sign, and it said, "I've loved you for 67 years, and I still do. Happy anniversary."
Oh, how sweet.
Nancy's inside on the second floor. She's dealing with Alzheimer's and dementia. And she recognized him.
Really?
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Okay, so she started like throwing kisses and waving and just a big smile on her face. And she even told the staff that he made her feel like a queen.
Oh, how beautiful.
So she was with him in that moment. And the smile on his face and their love together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you got to see it.
Wow. That story makes a grown man cry. I'm
Right?
sorry. Oh, my word. Pull it
saw
together,
me.
Jim.
You saw me, didn't you?
Pull it together, Jim.
67 years. That's a few years. I think they're going to make it.
And that is such a true testament of for better or for worse.
Right.
And this is a worse thing.
Sickness and in health.
His bride is going through dementia,
Yeah.
and days that he shows up and she doesn't even recognize
Sure.
him. But that moment,
March 14th, Saturday afternoon, he's out there and she's like, that's my honey right there.
this social isolation has changed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, trying to figure out things to do. So sadly, it's turned to television and movies and binge watching. And I'm really curious right now.
Okay.
What have you been binge watching? What have you been watching since this whole social isolation and you're stuck in the house for the most part? What about you, Liz?
One of my favorite shows, Great British Baking Show.
No.
Have you ever seen it?
I've seen a couple of episodes, like on Netflix or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's so good. And of course, after I watch, I have to go into a British accent, and it's terrible. That was kind of Irish,
Wait a
wasn't
minute.
it?
Was that it
Why? I can do it so much better than that.
when you're at home?
Evidently, when I walk around.
Her inside voice sounds very British. The outside
Exactly.
one, I'm not sure
so
what that
much.
was.
And then I think I'm going to maybe do some binge watching of the first season of The Mandalorian because Baby Yoda is just the cutest thing.
Yeah,
ever.
the child.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's child. Okay, Jim?
Hey, this is all new to me because I'm always in bed when my family watches whatever it is they watch. I do know my wife loves watching Blue Bloods and all these
Great
other
show. I love it.
detective
Yeah.
shows. Hawaii Five-0. She's always loved that. And my cousin was on there. He was the bomb squad out there, and they wanted some realistic actors, so they had a close-up of him out there doing the bomb squad stuff.
Well, does he remember who you are?
Not anymore.
After that, yeah.
Not when that came out.
Uh-huh.
But, and then the girls are always doing stuff on Netflix, with everything. I do remember, because I saw something the other day about some guy who comes in and changes businesses, kind of helps them turn it around. Not the
Restaurant guy?
Not the restaurant, stuff like that. But I just love business kind of stuff. And this guy's
reality.
coming in. And, so I got to find out what that is and watch that.
He's
He's going to catch up.
He'll figure it out on
Yeah.
Google or something like that. So I don't know if you've noticed, but some houses are doing Christmas lights.
Right.
Hallmark said, okay, we're going to do Christmas all weekend.
Yeah, it
So
starts at noon, doesn't it?
Today
Yeah.
and goes through to Sunday.
Rob loves the Hallmark.
I was going to say, are you watching?
No.
Cameron?
He is.
Yeah,
No.
Candace
Get your
Cameron
Kleenex.
Bure.
Yeah, Candace is going to be like on 25 of them.
She's
guy-
on the first one.
The guy gets the girl. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, don't give it
Sorry.
away. Yeah. Star Wars. I think that I'll binge Disney Plus and all of the Star Wars.
Which one are you starting with, though? Are you starting with A New Hope, which is number 4?
That's the way you do it.
Oh.
No,
Here
you
we
have
go.
to go back, and I can't remember the name of the first one. Why am I so terrible with this? But it's the first in the series.
Phantom Menace? Is that it?
Phantom
You
Menace.
guys
There you
know
go. Got to start with
They're
that
getting
one.
excited over there on the other side of the video wall.
Yeah, our
When you
video
mentioned-
producers.
You mentioned Star Wars. They all sat up really straight.
Yeah, they sure did. Okay, so and then I don't know, since the theaters are closed down.
Right.
I Still Believe.
And I wanted to see it, and I didn't get a chance.
Well, the good news is next week they're going to start streaming it.
What?
Yeah, so you'll be able to see the Jeremy Camp I Still Believe. Now, if you have Amazon Prime,
I do.
There is a I Still Believe, but that's a Christian singer called Russ Taff, and that's his documentary, which is
Well,
really
different.
good, by the
Good,
way.
but different.
Very different,
Yes.
because he's had a really hard life.
He
God's
was
brought
my
him through.
favorite back then.
Yeah, so that's old-time Christian music. We're talking 80s, 90s. I Still Believe is Jeremy Camp, and that's a movie.
Yeah.
So that'll be streaming. So you'll confuse the two if you're trying to search it for it on Prime next week.
Just watch them both.
Yeah,
There you
because they're
go.
both just good.
gotta tell
They're
me.
really good. So what about you? Join the conversation. 800-447-7234. You can call or text. It's His Morning Crew. 800-447-7234. Hey, Jennifer, what's up?
Hey, I just want to let y'all know I just came from the grocery store, and there was a gentleman and I hadn't thought about this. He was in the parking lot after he got all of his groceries, wiping every single piece of grocery that he bought down with the wipe.
I have seen that on television. They're recommending that we do that.
Yes, I hadn't seen it.
You know, I feel like a germaphobe. I've
Right.
never been a germaphobe in my life, but when I was at the gas station, I have in my car literally the whole barrel of the Clorox wipes that you have.
Wow.
And so I took it out and I wiped down the handle of that of the gas pump, the gas handle, before I even picked it up. I even did that with the buttons to put in the debit card.
Makes sense.
Is that the
Yeah.
55-gallon one?
Yeah, that I took that one with me and put it in the car.
You dip stuff in it.
Exactly.
All right, makes
but I
sense.
germaphobed out during this whole thing. I just want to make sure I not bring this stuff home to my family.
Well,
you
it's
know?
a little more top of mind.
It is,
Yeah.
isn't it? And speaking top of mind, since the weekend is coming up
Yeah.
and it's spring and you kids are home from school and everybody's so bored, we started thinking about what are you going to binge?
Yeah.
You know?
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Great British baking show. And I think some old Disney movies that I used to love. The World's Greatest Athlete. Ever heard of that one?
No.
I can't remember the actor's name now. He was in Airwolf. Does anybody?
Yeah, but I do remember this.
You remember?
Yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
show. I can see the guy's face,
Yeah.
but that's about it. Beth is along with us. What about you, Beth?
I'm definitely doing the Mandalorian for like the fourth time. I can't do but I saw the first Star Wars 27 times when it came out.
You saw it 27 times in the theater?
I sure did.
Wow.
Back then in Greenville, there was the Astro Theater, and they showed nothing but Star Wars and you could go in early for the matinee and pay. You could just watch as many times. They wouldn't make you leave the theater.
Yeah.
So I just would sit and watch Harrison Ford. I was young and single.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
So with the whole social isolation thing, our family likes to be out a lot, you know? So we were out in the backyard yesterday, went out in the front yard because the shade was there in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It was beaten down. Spencer, our college kid, he was out in the backyard reading one of his school books, wanting to get a spring tan.
Oh, I like his
So
thinking.
He's getting his spring tan on. And so later this afternoon, hopefully the weather holds back, we're going to go hiking this afternoon because you can still be socially isolated on hiking trails where you can be so spread apart from each other.
Just be careful with the pollen. The pollen is now out, so don't be confused with hay
Right.
fever or all these allergies with the
Thanks,
virus.
Dad.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true because the pollen is, so it's starting to get all over my car. We have those Bradford pear trees in our neighborhood. They
They're
look
lovely.
beautiful.
Yeah.
They smell horrible, and they leave pollen all over the place, it seems
Stop
like.
climbing them, man.
Yeah, I stopped climbing them. I like to run through the neighborhood, and
Yeah.
so it crawls up my nose a lot. So we're going to do hiking today, and I just saw yesterday that the national parks, those that are open, has suspended their fees. So you don't have to pay to go into some of these national parks and do some hiking now. You can enjoy the trails.
Yeah, because that could save you like, what, $12 for a family, maybe more?
Yeah,
or
each
something
one's
like
a
that?
little different,
Yeah.
but yeah, so you don't have to pay to get into some of the
That's
national
cool.
parks. Might as well take advantage of that while you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause that's
You've
not
got-
going to last.
Yeah, you've got the time. It's free. Grab the family and get out there.
And it's
Yeah.
finally spring.
Yeah.
I'm going to Yellowstone.
Good. Well, you can.
Flight's cheap.
You've got enough. You got enough time to do anything now.
Well, it's not like I'm going out to pasture or something.
No, you're not. But boy, you just freed up a ton of time.
It's flexible now.
Yeah. If you haven't heard, Jim's. This is his last day today for Jim Mann.
At work,
Goodness
not on the
gracious.
planet.
Yeah, no, not
Oh,
on the
no.
planet, just on his morning crew. So there is something. If you can. At 7:30, just kind of stick around with the radio at 7:30.
Okay.
Huge thing that Jim's going to talk about at 7:30.
Huge.
It's big. No, this is seriously
It is big.
It's going to shock some
Gigantic.
people.
What?
It's going to shock some people.
That I'm really a model?
No, that would shock a lot of people.
I was going to let you say that.
But it's something different. It's coming up in about 7 minutes at 7:30. Believe me, you'll want to hear this.
Yeah, you do.
That's coming up at 7:30, his morning crew. I'm Rob Dempsey. That's Liz Riles, Jim Mann, his morning crew on his radio with the CARE community going strong. I love how many people are getting involved in the CARE community Facebook group.
Yeah, and there's different aspects of it. We're looking for groceries or we're doing this. Randy posted this morning he's looking for a potato. So that's cool, but we also have encouragement. Encouragement came in from Janet. She said, really God has called us to slow down. That's what I take away from this, to stay home, take the busyness out of our lives. So there's like 3 steps. Pray differently. Maybe you're going about it for your will and not taking into account God's will. Number 2, take some new steps rather than trying to knock over that brick wall. Try to move around it, walk around it, and ask God for different ways He may want you to move. And then 3, learn through all of this. I think it's incredible. It's great to have that perspective.
I've seen a lot of pastors say, what's God saying to us through this thing. So I keep thinking about myself. Okay, what's God saying to me personally? What can I take away from all this with the COVID virus thing? And COVID-19.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm still trying to figure it out.
And I think we will. I think all day, every different day, it may be a different answer and a different perspective.
True.
So we got to learn?
Yes, Jim.
We should.
I'm so tired.
Oh, he's going to be able to take naps real soon.
Yeah.
The care community is just doing amazing things to encourage each other during this time of social isolation and COVID-19.
And, I think a lot of times we can talk to our parents and our grandparents and get a whole new perspective because they've been through some things that maybe we have not been through. So on Facebook, on the Community Cares page, Stevie Ross shared her daddy's response. She went to him, had the video going, and said, "Hey, Daddy, what do you think about this coronavirus?"
Bible says, Psalms 91 and 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. Psalms 91 and 1. And when you walk in the Spirit, there ain't no virus.
Isn't that great? Love it. And if you pull up Psalms 91, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I think that's what we need right there.
When you see that post in the care community, he was in the kitchen. I mean, he literally has like a cabinet open. He's going to get like spices or something out. Maybe he's making a really good breakfast.
Oh, I bet
everybody.
he is. Yeah.
He just says it like it is.
Like, didn't even skip a beat.
Yeah, he's a ready in and out kind of guy in season, His faith in Jesus is just so strong, and he just shared it just like that. How cool, huh?
Yeah, and she knew as his daughter, she could go to Daddy and get those words of advice. And she was even talking later in the video about making something for lunch.
Yeah, she was making something, and she's telling all the ingredients. She said turmeric, and he just lit up. He goes, "Come on, child!"
That was great.
It was adorable.
That's in the care community, one of the posts that were there. And by the way, if you'd like to join the care community, we're encouraging each other, having posts of things to do, like national parks today are suspended with the fees, and so you can go out. Actually, that's during this whole social isolation time, so that's a temporary thing for a little bit. So take a look at all those posts. They're in the care community. You can join it today. Text the word CARE to 800-447-7234. In our care community last night, in our His Radio Facebook group, you should see the views of the live concert last night that we had. We called it the home show.
Right, and it was.
It was with literally, right?
Yeah.
It was with Apollo LTD and Unspoken. You know Unspoken's music here. So they did this concert last night. It lasted about an hour, just less than an hour, and 78,000 people on our His Radio Facebook page streamed that concert, and still doing it because it's up there. So if you missed it last night, you can still see it today.
Show it to the kids today.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was good. We sat down in my little home office at our computer and we watched it as a family last night. So we really, really dig that. That was a lot of fun last night.
So that was one way to pass the time last night. Something else we were just talking about is binge watching some of those shows and movies. And Abraham said he found a miniseries called The Chosen, and that's what he's watching. So Jim told me about The Chosen last week.
Yes, I watched that all the way through. It's only got one season out yet, and they're planning on doing, I think 8 seasons or something like that. But it's crowdfunded. It's the largest production ever that's totally
paid for it, yeah.
Yeah, so they raised like $10 million or something like that.
From people like you and me. And it's an app, right?
Yes.
So you don't stream it on Netflix or anything.
No, you just download The Chosen and just watch it on there, and they give you opportunity to pay it forward so someone else can watch it, but you watch it for free.
That's
awesome.
That's
excellent.
good.
I really loved it.
Yeah, and it's all faith-based.
Yes. It's like shows the disciples before they were disciples, their different lives and how they came together and stuff like that. So it's incredible.
One thing you'll see on the care community, by the way, it's our Facebook group. We're nearly, 2,000 people that are involved in the care community and growing. We would love for you to join that as well. But there's been some leaders leaders in our community that have been posting on the CARE community as well. One is the president of North Greenville University. That's Dr. Fant. Here's a little bit of what he says in our CARE community to give you and me some encouragement.
The neat thing about this experience is that even though we have anxiety and we have fear, we can know that this is not a surprise to God. God has been preparing us for this in unusual ways. And what I mean by that is that His Spirit is always at work in our hearts, cultivating a sense of reliance on Him. And what I'm looking forward to is to seeing how God redeems this crisis.
There's different leaders in the community that posted on there, which we're so grateful for. Now, if you'd like to join the CARE community, it's very easy to do that. It is His Radio Facebook group, so we're controlling the whole thing, making sure it's going to keep us encouraged. But just text the word CARE to 800-447-7234, the word CARE, and then we'll send you a link to get right on the CARE community and join it. A lot of restaurants are closed to their dining. So there's some that are doing curbside, others that are doing the whole, drive-through. Since they do that, they can do that. So I just read the Cheesecake Factory. If you're into cheesecake and you're into the Cheesecake Factory, they're doing like free slices of cheesecake.
What?
Yeah, while this thing is going on. They're doing it through April something or other. So that'd be something my wife would be into.
Do you have to order? Do you have to, how do you?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
But a free slice goes along with it. So
Yeah. You like cheesecake?
Me, I like it, but I can't have it.
Yeah, well, sure. Because there's a billion calories in each slice. But
Exactly. The time I eat cheesecake is after a marathon.
Oh, yeah,
Literally,
sure.
I do. It's
I
just
can
like
see that.
my little treat is the cheesecake.
You deserve it.
I like the calories because I'm like a little stick figure right now.
Yeah.
He is the guy. I have not seen, if he's gained any weight at all, size 32 would be large for him.
Wow.
That's it.
Are you checking your size? You're
I got
like,
a belt. Okay,
You do have a belt.
He does.
Keeps putting little holes in it. Yeah.
But cheesecake does have a little sugar in it, doesn't it?
There's a lot of
little-
sugar. 3 cups?
Is there even any kind of cheesecake that is like without sugar? There's got to be some recipe out there
You
without
may
sugar.
be able to make it with Splenda.
Cheddar
Ew.
cheesecake.
Oh.
That cheddar
Possibly.
cheesecake.
Linda.
Cheddar cheesecake. Ew.
Oh, that's just 800-447-7234. Hi, Mike. What's up?
I posted on the CARE page, and I've also posted online. You should be able to go there and see like on your His Radio Facebook page. But there's an event for the Edge Community Church that was supposed to be tomorrow called Hog for Heroes. And even though we're not going to be doing the event like we originally planned due to the social distancing and everything, we from the church will still be out there tomorrow from 11 to 3 during the initial times planned for the event, giving veterans, first responders, active duty, anybody that just may need something to eat tomorrow. We'll be out there from 11 to 3 at our church, giving away free barbecue lunch plates.
It's so good you're doing that.
We had a huge event planned and everything, and then we had to, kick back a lot of things that we had that was going to go on tomorrow because with the social distancing and everything. So our biggest fear is we still want all these law enforcement, firefighters, first responders, and everything, especially the ones that'll be having to work tomorrow, to know that they can come get a free barbecue lunch, and we're just kind of worried with the social distancing that everyone's going to just assume that it's been canceled like a lot of other things,
Yeah, and I like that you're doing that because the first responders are still working
They
tomorrow.
have to,
you
yeah.
know? So, Mike, what you're doing for them, my son, my oldest, is a police officer.
Right.
So that's near and dear to my heart, Mike. Thank you for doing that. Edge Church posted that.
Wow.
On our CARE community page, which, by the way, that's what the whole page is about.
Yeah.
So if you got something that was going on and you kind of altered things, post it there so the CARE community can learn about it.
Yeah, there's also encouragement, there's videos, there's some fun stuff. There's also somebody this morning looking for potatoes, somebody else looking for hot dog buns. And so if you've seen that, you can share that kind of information. It's just a great place for all of us to meet and kind of work through this.
Here's a way that you can join it. It is on Facebook, so you can search the CARE community, but we're going to make it really easy for you. Just text CARE. Just the word CARE. No emojis or you're not going to get the link. The word CARE to 800-447-7234, and that will get you right through to the CARE community. How's church going to be for you coming up this weekend? Our church, like many others, is streaming, and I started thinking, I know some people that are in my life that just don't go to church.
Sure.
for one reason or another. It could be they feel like they're being judged. It could be like, are they going to accept me because I have tattoos all over my arms? I got sleeves. I got a nose ring. I dress a certain way. And for some reason, the perception is maybe I won't be accepted.
Yeah, I'll be shunned.
But here's the cool thing. I'm thinking about a couple of the friends that I ride bikes with and stuff like that are like that. That I'm going to invite them to watch the church stream that I go to.
Right. From the comfort of your own home where you are comfortable and you can see what all of this joy and this hope is about, that maybe they see through you, through me, and they want a piece of it, but yet there's that wall that's there because they've probably been judged before in their lives for whatever reason. And so they're afraid to make that journey into a church.
We likened it because I was helping with what we're going to do this weekend at the church that I go to with the streaming. Yeah. And we were thinking about, remember 9/11 and how churches were packed when 9/11 happened.
I got cold chills. Wow.
And now here we are in a day and age where there's a lot of people that are searching and seeking the same way, but you can't go to the church. Well, here we are in a day and age where the church is now coming to you through social media. It's like God knew this was going to happen.
Right.
And all of a sudden, here we are with technology, and you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the churches won't be packed, but the say airwaves. It's not really airwaves, but the internet will be packed.
The streaming will be. You're right.
So that's it's a different world, Rob. What's going on?
Honestly, I'd love to see those numbers, as people tune in and find Jesus.
So I talked with Christian Stanfill at Passion City Church the other day. Had my worship leader pastor on with us on that call. And he was saying they had more people streaming than they ever thought would stream and watch that service because Atlanta shut down before this area shut down with the churches and doing the streaming. And he's like, we were just blown away by the number of people that were viewing. A good example is last night. We had this home show. We had a concert, so you could just watch it in your living room since events have been canceled. Unspoken Apollo LTD, which is still on the Care Community page and the His Radio Facebook page. Nearly 80,000 people viewed that. 80,000 people viewed that. Can you imagine this Sunday with streaming services?
Yeah, and it's not just people who don't normally go to church even. I need to be fed. I need that encouragement and the familiarity of my pastor or, being able to hear from other experiences what's going on and go to God's Word. I need that.
So it's a good opportunity. Yeah. By the way, this is the last time on his radio you're going to hear Jim Mann's voice at this very moment.
Wow. I mean, it is true, actually.
I'm sad about this, dude.
Yeah.
Are you going to hang this mic up?
We should. Just like in the sports arena where you retire the number.
Like a jersey,
Yeah, we should retire Jim's mic.
Can we have the Lysol back?
Yeah. All right. Well, this is me signing off.
Don't.
Okay, this is me signing back on.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm signing off.
Now he's signing off.
Bye-bye.
That's Jim Mann. It's his morning crew, his radio.